Hello, hello, hello. It is Moonshine Oracle with a Karmic Exposé check-in for the sign of Cancer. I was trying to get Earth done, but since Cancer wants to be center stage, then we shall oblige. But the only thing is, there's going to be no holds barred in this one. Cancer, this could be you. This could be the cross watcher. I don't know. I do not care. This could be your chart. This could be theirs. I do not know, and I do not care. Disclaimers are in the description boxes of all the videos because I will not be dealing with anyone's triggered, unhealed bullshit. Moving on. The Gilded Age has been coming up for me for quite a while, and the Gilded Age basically is the Industrial Revolution. In a nutshell, fortunes were made, some legacies were born, but few became generational wealth. And it's really not a secret that old money does not like new money. The families that came up during the Industrial Revolution, they're just now getting viewed as old money. The legacy's got to last for 100 years. So you either know what you're doing with your money or you don't. And the thing is, there was like the railroad was up and coming in the late 1800s after the Civil War. And you either made a fortune or you didn't. I mean, for a good idea, I'm not going to say for fact, I'm just going to say to give you an idea, watch The Gilded Age on HBO. Now, some of that is fluffed and puffed for viewers' sake, but again, this is the importance of going back and actually reading the historical documentation and so on down that line. Moving on. We have a lot. It's like they want to come up, but they're doing it in the jankiest, shystiest way possible. Now, the thing is, there was a lot of fake investors during the Gilded Age. Robber barons and so on down that line. There were a lot of people cosplaying investors. Turns out they were not. If you look in the Gilded Age, look at Oscar Van Ryn. I think it's starts in season 3, I think. He got duped. So there's basically a lot of people trying to dupe folks they believe to be rich, wealthy, like somebody here thinks they're hiding their money, and they're not. They're not. I'll be the first one to tell you, my grandfather supplied me with everything but a trust fund and a wealthy husband. I'll be the first one to tell you that. That man made it abundantly clear when I got done with school that my life from that point forward was going to be funded out of my own pocket. But the biggest problem I have is, God forbid, I can make enough to sustain myself, my house, my car, but I'm not allowed. Like, that man has done his damnedest to make sure I never hit 100K and up. I'm doing good to hit the 50K mark, because money means I will be able to escape him. Yeah. My grandfather, who is obsessed with the image of family, is obsessed with making sure no one does better than him in life. Like, the only way we will be able to thrive is if that man flatlines. Hand to God. And I'm not saying that I wish that on him. I'm just wishing he would open his goddamn eyes and see that he is the problem. Because people like him can build a foundation, but they don't want anyone else to have it. That is like my biggest battle in this life, is my fucking family members, because they know the minute I have full room to roam the way I want to, that's it. You either keep up or you can get your ass gone somewhere. But the problem is, I have people who have been up my ass spiritually for 20 years because they believe that attaching themselves to me will make them a millionaire. I hate y'all with every fiber of my goddamn being. I really and truly do. Specifically a Gemini and his Cancerian sister, who is like one of the biggest skanks I have ever picked up on. Her orientation is not my problem. It's the fact that she's like a succubus in human form, and it's like, I ain't with that shit. I ain't with it. Go on. Like, just go on. Now, my thing is this. Cancers are very intuitive and, dare I say, psychic in their own name and right. I would know. I have a Cancer moon. And so on down that line. A lot of times we are going to be able to foresee who is going to be a problem, who we need to deal with, who we need to avoid, and so on down that line. And somebody here, they know they have secretly foul intentions. They just don't want you to see that they have foul intentions. They have every intention of running off on the plug when it comes to your money. It's like a person trying to establish themselves as power of attorney. They're trying to put you in a conservatorship of sorts because you just cannot manage yourself. It's like, okay, bitch, fuck you. Why are you in my business? And I think, like, for real, somebody here really needs to be able to explain why they are in somebody's business. Now, my thing is this. There is a saying, millionaires do not have astrologers, billionaires do. Now, do these rings have their own occult and stuff like that? Yeah, they do. But the thing is this. You worried about the wrong people. How do you expect a person who is supposed to be independently wealthy by themselves, how do you expect them to be able to do what needs to be done when non-factors are trying to set themselves up to be a factor in the future? Like, make it make sense. The fact that y'all cannot see what y'all are doing, like, case in point, there's a specific type of roach that is very well known in my area. And they're quite big, as a matter of fact. They're quite big. And relatively easy to get rid of, and so on down that line. The German kind, the little tiny ones that are an absolute bitch to get rid of, those aren't really common. They're possible, but they're not common. Did you know that you can buy boxes of like 12 and 8? Like a box of 12 is like $25 with like a $20 ship charge. The box of 80 is like $85. I mean, in all honesty, if I had like a lizard or a frog, I would be buying the crickets and not the roaches. Because what somebody here is doing is they are trying their damnedest to set themselves up in a position to be needed. And my thing is this. when you've been a homeowner as long as I have, you ain't gonna need folks for a lot. Like, if you cannot figure out how to do anything yourself, don't call yourself a responsible adult. There are two types of people. One who DIY themselves, and then there's the other who would rather pay for the service to be completed by a technician. Technicians cost a shit ton of money. And in this economy, there's a lot of people desperate for a lot of business. There's just too many people, like, people know, like, there's a certain group of folks that is like karmic energy on steroids. What it is they know people with anointing and stuff like that, they have the Midas touch. So to have their seal of approval, that sets the pace for a long time, provided they don't operate in a shady manner. They have to be about business. They have to be honest. They have to be ethical. They have to have a positive moral code. They cannot be corrupted by the spirit of greed. But if you are using psychics and tarot for this, you are not coming from the right direction. You're not coming from a place of honesty. You're coming from a place of greed and desperation. And that's a problem. See, somebody here is doing magic on the new moon, full moon, waxing crescent, waning, and it's like, what the fuck is your problem? Because I would like to think, after 7+ years of being told no energetically, no spiritually, me naming your fuck shit on this goddamn community board, what part of no are we not understanding? That's my kicker. What part of no are we not understanding? Now, before I fell out with my with my pop and stuff, he taught me how to spot a grifter. He taught me how to spot an opportunist. I learned that shit when I had that shit down pat by the time I was 15 years old. I ain't dumb. The fuck? Because I drove a 99 Honda Accord with an oxidizing hood because I didn't have a shady spot to park my car in college. Oh, yeah, that makes me an easy lick. Because you get sold a pipe dream about the twin flame shit and all that jazz, when in reality you're a past life connection that we have no unfinished business of discussing. I either like you or I don't. There is no in between. And you fuck with my bag, it all becomes my business because it's my money. You are worried about a 40 to 45K paycheck that you're never going to get access to. What the fuck is wrong with you? There is no trust fund. There is no millions. And if there was a big fat account that was supposed to be signed over to my person by the time I was 35, that did not happen, stupid. Trust me, you put a man like my grandfather in charge of anything of that sort, and that motherfucker is going to find a way to pocket that shit for himself. I know him that well. Trust me, if he can come up with an excuse to not give me my share and give me just due, trust me, that man will come up with it. He has been slandering my name to Kingdom Come since 2012 to keep me from being able to rise and be prosperous. What the fuck makes you think he didn't? Like, he beat you to it, stupid. He beat you to it. What makes you think causing a problem is going to make me want you around? Because now y'all are upset and scrambling like the roaches you are, because you just now realize, after God knows how many years, that I have been aware of every fucking thing you've been doing. Now riddle me this. Why would I want your orthodontist friend? When I have a great uncle who personally sat on the National Dental Board, you dumb bitch, I may not get free work done, but I have some damn good advice on like the route I need to take and so on down that line. The fuck I need you for. I've got a radiologist, an anthropologist, and general healthcare practitioner, 3 MDs in my family. I got a DMD and 3 MDs on my mother's side of the family. What the fuck makes you think I need your advice for? Like, is your ego so bad that it blinds you from the truth? Because my God, like, if I don't want to deal with your person, there will be no dealing with you, which brings me to this. Cops are just going to have, like, because, like, this energy is obsessed with getting the outcome they want, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. Like, they're going to psychics to learn who your preferred working partner is so they can demolish everything in that person's life to make them look like you don't need to work with that person. Because I was tossing the idea around of a cookbook when I actually had way more availability than what I do now. And the person I chose to write the foreword, if it got to that point, was a young trainer. He was a friend of one of my cousins. He trained, he did the meal prep type of service, the whole 9 yards. I mean, that kid had ideas, and he was proactive about bringing his work to fruition. But the thing is, he was working from an honest place. He was working from an honest place, and that's why I wanted to work with him, because he was honest. He was genuine. The fucktards that have been salivating at me, extending them an olive branch, did some juju. And next thing I know, he don't know up from down. His business was falling apart, the whole 9 yards. And I'm sorry, but it's just, it guarantees rejection. That's what it guarantees. It guarantees rejection. Somebody here thought they were eliminating the competition, and all they did was piss me the fuck off. Because you do not do that to honest, good people. You don't. You know who does that? White trash. Fucktards. People to be avoided at all costs. People with something to hide, and so on down that line. So until you get your head out of your ass, which is looking a hell of a lot like never, you're never going to get the outcome you seek. And that's because you are hurting innocent people to get what you want, and that is not consequence-free. So until a certain somebody here gets their head out of their ass, may your ego be busted, and you receive everything you have ever done to people in spades, because you fucking deserve it, you little piece of shit. And with that, everyone enjoy your Sunday.